The offense is not good. There's no trial that will send Bill to not what has happened. If you look at even their charges, one of the most ridiculous, they accuse Bill of violation of the copyright of Rattel. You must be able to present that you have from the World Copyright Organization that you have copyrighted the head of that animal they call Rattel. And I'm sure if you find out, they are not the owner. I don't think they even registered, So copyright is different from company registration. If you want to copyright an idea or you want to patent an idea, it's a whole different registration. Sometimes it takes years for it to do it. So how can you then charge somebody and send them to prison for copyright of something that is out there? It was the G. Adeyanju who called, and we were on the phone frantically, and that DIG had to send a commissioner of police to go and release him from a police station at the NCC here in Abuja. So, and after that, I never really met him. I know his lawyer, DG, but several other things happened. There was a time we had issues with Femi Falana, and we were the ones who said Femi Falana should take the civil route, even though there were criminal prosecution alternatives available to him. Even he himself impersonated the Nigerian police force and was arrested for it, right? He wore the police uniform, and we condemned it. We said this is creativity. But was he sent to prison for how many months? For 26 days? Of course not. So he has been involved in a criminal offense known as impersonation. That's the reason why Bill is sent to prison. My reaction to this, having given you some background, but there was also another one that the EFCC arrested. We had to go and threaten the EFCC person in charge at the Ministry of Justice, that they have no right to detain him without trial. So I'm just giving you all this background not to prove any point. My attitude towards oppression is, my biggest focus is not even the people who aid oppression, as much as the officials whose fiduciary duty it is to ensure that people are not oppressed. I hate it. I hate when people are detained even overnight, when they shouldn't have spent an hour at the police station. So that's why I'm always fighting, and I don't have to know you to do that. I don't know Bill. Never met him before. Although eventually I did speak with him in prison a few days ago, just to let him know that everything will be all right. And so, with regards to sending me to prison, all kinds of people send me to prison all the time. Prison is nothing to me. So, if he has the capacity to send me to prison, I'm available anytime. I'm back to Abuja now. But I think that reaction came from a place of guilt, that he realized that he hasn't done well in this particular episode. And the other reactions are just, maybe his brand is built on instilling fear in people. And I think that's what you hear from people. Oh, you should be afraid, you should be afraid. But, if
not an activist, but a social media police.
Yes, you see, this activism we talk about is not a title that, in fact, if you see anybody who has a business card that reads activist, run away from the person. You should go and find out the meaning of activism. Your engagement in an active way for a cause, a good cause. That's what they call activism. It doesn't have to mean that you wear the beret or you wear khaki, So I don't have to. I've said it before. It's up to society to define who they see as an activist. Some people say I'm an activist. Some people say Sowore is not an activist. It doesn't give me any concern or worry. So, but the focus, like I said, is for us to see that justice is done. And justice in this particular case is that Bill should never have been sent to Kuje prison.